Good evening and welcome to the April 2022 edition of Curriculum Connection. I'm Medford's Curriculum Director, Laura Lundy. Tonight we will highlight Medford High School's ACT scholars. Practice makes perfect, and for this year's ACT scores, practice definitely made an impact. As of today, 12 Medford Senior High School students earned a 30 or more on their ACT. This number is a huge increase over previous numbers. In addition, 2 students scored a perfect 36 on their ACT, Saskatoon Dom for the Medford Area Senior High School and Ben Ortengren for the RVA. Our MASH scholars said that extra practice made all the difference.
I did all the stuff at school, and then I had taken a couple practice tests at home to kind of get my pacing down, to understand how much time I have on each question and get the flow a little better.
I would make my friends do practice tests with me every Friday for a few weeks.
I did the ACT self-prep. It's a course on it's their official course on their website, and then some YouTube supplements.
The ACT is a skills test rather than a facts-based test and is scored on a 36 scale. Students who score a composite score of 21 to 22 is considered ready for post-secondary work.
The ACT consists of just a range of questions that are sort of meant to assess your skills that you're supposed to learn during high school. So
the 4 sections are the English, math, reading, and science. It's knowing the rules of the English language and grammar, but there are also some rhetorical type questions that are sort of like the reading, where you have to understand the writing and the story.
But a lot of the ACT I felt it's not exactly just like, can you recall a fact? It's more skills. So if you don't know the skills, it's going to be very hard for you to improve, especially if you're just starting to practice as a junior.
ACT scholars said that the classes they took also helped give them a solid base for taking the ACT.
The teachers I've had have been very, very good, very honestly fantastic at just expressing their passion for what they teach and imparting on their students the skills that they need.
In my math class, Mr. Borkart tends to cover some of a little more obscure questions that you might see like only one of, but that can be crucial when you get down to the point.
Everything you do in science, basically teaching you how to do the skills on the ACT. It's just refining those skills and understanding what they're asking you on the test.
During the era of COVID, many colleges have waived the ACT as an entrance requirement. However, the biggest reason to do well on the ACT still remains.
I know they're not requiring them for admissions, but a lot of the times it can help with scholarship money. I know like the 27 to 30 line a lot of times is where you can get like $4,000 a year, or like good chunks of money where you don't have to pay full tuition at a college just for getting a score above a certain number on your ACT.
I definitely say that there are huge benefits to doing really well on the ACT, especially scholarship-wise, because if you are eligible for anything to help keep those costs down, that's a great opportunity.
MASH scholars have this advice for students who want to do well on the ACT.
Take a practice test, take a few practice tests. It won't hurt, and the exposure to the tests, as it's a little different than a conventional test, will help you improve your score.
You have to understand what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and you have to tackle those. Like, be strategic in what you're trying to do. But I'd say just do something every single day, even if it's like an hour or half an hour that you can squeeze out, because everyone can do something. And if you actually want to see improvement, you're going to have to put in work.
The official ACT results have not yet been released due to late testing. But if the initial scores are any indication, this year's scores will be an improvement over previous years. Great job, Medford scholars. For Curriculum Connection, I'm Laura Lundy.